Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 4.
Here's a look at today's top 4 at 4. The Becker County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding a missing hunter. 58-year-old Paul Sandstrom was last seen yesterday morning in Gardner Lake area in northern Becker County. He was wearing black and orange hunting clothes and never met back up with his hunting group. If you have any information on his whereabouts, call the Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. And Fargo police have identified the man who was found dead in Island Park on Friday afternoon. Police say the man was 37-year-old William Zazer of Fargo. His death isn't considered suspicious and no autopsy will be done. And pharma giant Pfizer announced today that its experimental vaccine is more than 90% effective in preventing COVID-19. This is the first time drug makers have showed successful data from a large-scale clinical trial. The company said they have so far found no serious safety concerns and will request the emergency use of the vaccine in the U.S. later this month. And that development is fueling a huge rally on Wall Street. The Dow soared more than 1,000 points in the first few minutes of trading, and the S&P 500, the broadest benchmark of the U.S. stocks, also rallied. But the Nasdaq struggled to keep up as tech stocks, which benefit from people staying home, lost ground. Stocks in Europe and Asia also soared today. That wraps up today's top 4 at 4. Now let's get a first look at our weather with our meteorologist, Nathan Hopper. Nathan?
Hey, Kelly, happy Monday to you, and happy Monday to everybody out there as well. Today is much colder than it was yesterday. No secret about that. Look at this. This is our peak temperature and the time at which those peak temperatures occurred. Notice in the upper 30s for us in the valley, but look at the timing. 12:53 a.m., 12:53 a.m., 12:15 a.m. for our friends in Mahnomen. So these temperatures occurred right after midnight, and they've just been falling off the table since midnight this morning, and we are 40 degrees cooler in Fargo, 41 degrees cooler in Grand Forks, and 44 degrees cooler for our friends in Devils Lake at this hour. So compared, of course, to 4 o'clock yesterday. So it is notably cooler temperatures right now. 21 degrees in Devils Lake, 29 in Jamestown. We're in the low 30s in Grand Forks and in Fargo, then those upper 20s for our friends in northern Minnesota Lakes Country, seeing those 20s and 30s at this hour. We do have a few lingering clouds, but I did see a few peaks of sunshine out here where I'm currently working from on the south side of Fargo. So we are seeing some clear sky in the northern valley out toward Jamestown, but we do have, Callie, much colder, or I guess continued cold weather on the way for this week. So we'll get folks set up for the work week coming up in a couple minutes.
All right, sounds great. Thanks so much, Nathan. And a Grand Forks woman has pled guilty to stabbing a man with a bread knife back in February. Christine Jones has pled guilty to attempted murder and robbery. Both are felony charges. Court documents say Grand Forks police were called to the 2000 block of Dyke Avenue after a man called saying he was stabbed in the chest. Jones admitted to grabbing a bread knife from the kitchen and stabbing the man with it. A judge sentenced her to 20 years in prison. And Moorhead area public schools will be giving out free meals for adults along with student meals starting tomorrow. Meals will also be delivered to several low-income or senior living centers that don't give meals to residents. This comes after an incentive grant funded through the Coronavirus Relief Fund CARES Act through the state of Minnesota office.
The coronavirus has hit a lot of families very hard through job loss, and I think it's had an impact on hunger in our community. And so we're really excited to be able to help make a difference in addressing that food instability across the Fargo-Moorhead area.
Meals will be given out through December 30th, 2020. And for more information on locations and times, download our VNL News app and click on this story. And the University of North Dakota is offering COVID-19 testing to the public tomorrow. It will take place at UND's High Performance Center in Grand Forks from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. All ages are welcome to participate, even if they don't have COVID-19 symptoms. You can find information about this and future testing events on the City of Grand Forks website at grandforksgov.com. And people in South Fargo will soon have a budget-friendly place to pick up groceries. Aldi will open a new store off the I-29 52nd Avenue interchange on November 20th. This is the third Aldi store in the metro, and this is the first in Dilworth. That one was in Walmart, and the second is just off of 13th Avenue in Fargo near Target. And Fargo Billiards and Gastropub has announced it will close for good on Saturday. In a Facebook post, the business posted, "A lot of people have contributed to making the place what it has been for the last 11 years. We're so grateful to the contributions of the many current and former employees." And Minnesota Governor Tim Walz held a press conference this morning to give out an update on COVID-19 in the state. The governor announced that starting in the next 2 weeks, 11 testing sites will open across Minnesota to massively expand testing. Walz also spoke about the importance of wearing masks, social distancing, and staying home.
If we don't do the things that we know mitigate the spread, like masking, social distancing, staying home when you're sick, and testing, we know that this is absolutely the inevitable outcome of where we'll end up. The
state operates a saliva testing site in Moorhead at the former Edison Elementary School. Saliva testing is open to both Minnesota and North Dakota residents. And North Dakota Governor Gov Burgum is speaking right now. He's joined by the Department of Health to give an update on the COVID-19 pandemic. This comes after a week of record high cases and hospitalizations with seemingly no end in sight. We'll have more coverage on the governor's press conference this evening on Valley News Live at 5. And COVID concerns led to a nosy disruption outside a Minnesota prison over the weekend. The group was trying to send a message to the Department of Corrections after a prisoner died from COVID-19 and hundreds of others tested positive. WCCO's Marielle Mose reports.
A caravan of cars pulled up to Stillwater's correctional facility, honking endlessly to get the attention of the prisoners inside.
3 of my friends have been infected that I know of.
Right now, the Stillwater prison is on lockdown. 903 inmates have tested positive for COVID-19 since September. 6 had to be hospitalized.
No more death! No more death!
And a week ago, a 61-year-old inmate died from the virus.
Prisoners' lives also matter, and people are dying inside, and we need to do something about it.
Tony Gertz was one of more than 24 activists, family, and friends making noise outside the prison walls, and those inside made noise right back.
It's encouraging to know that they know that we're here and fighting for them.
It's criminal, and it's abusive, and it's not right, and that's why we're here today.
This group wants to send a message to the Minnesota Department of Corrections, calling for prisoners with medical conditions or short sentences left to be released early to stop the spread of the virus inside.
18 months on down, nonviolent criminals, that's what we're asking for.
WCCO reached out to the Department of Corrections, which said it is currently working with the Minnesota Department of Health on mitigation strategies and has increased the prison's nursing staff. It's also implemented a lockdown to minimize the spread, as well as doubled the flow of outside air into the heating system. In Stillwater, Marielle Mose, WCCO 4 News.
And Valley News Live is teaming up again with the Great Plains Food Bank for another virtual food drive. It'll help families in need around the FM area. Every $50 donation gives 150 meals to those who need it most. To find out more, download our free VNL News app, look for the virtual food drive, and click to donate. President-elect Biden and his VP Kamala Harris are getting a jump start on building a transition team. This comes as President Trump fires his defense secretary just over a year on the job and only 2 months left in his term. We'll have the latest next on Valley News Live at 4.
And it'll be cool for us in Fargo once that sun sets, expecting temperatures falling through the 20s with light west winds there by about the midnight hour. Then in Grand Forks again, expecting cooler air, but we'll break down your full forecast next.